Welcome back. Well, for the markets, we've been pointing out that it is definitely a volatile session within a tight range, you'd have to say at this point in time. Just want to point out a couple of stocks which have managed to do well on a week-to-date basis. We are on Thursday, so just a couple of movers through the week have been a couple of the Adani stocks. So, for example, Adani Green is up around 14% this week. It's up 5% today as well. We have even Adani Transmission, which has not done too badly. So, it's a bit of a bounce back for that one on a week-to-date basis. It's gained around 6% Yes, you have to put the fall into context because it's fallen still over 60% on a year-to-date basis, but it's up around 3.5% today. Just watch out for a couple of these consumer or direct consumer-related stocks such as PVR, which is up around 0.8%, Metropolis, which is up around 0.3%. Both these stocks have gained over 2% on a week-to-date basis. So there's some amount of buying probably coming in to a couple of these individual stories. But another individual story to talk about is definitely Titan. Mangalam, there's been a lot of news with regards to Lenskart and the valuations that they're probably getting. What's the rub-off?
Well, the biggest rub-off is that it gives a reference point for Titan's eye care business. I mean, up until now, everyone would look at Titan as the jewelry business, the watch business. Most of it, of course, value was derived by the jewelry business. Increasingly, some of the analysts started ascribing some value to a Carrot Lane investment as well. But now that this deal has happened and the valuation at which this deal has happened really, begets the question, should people be starting to value the Titan's eye care business as well? ADIA investing $500 million in Lenskart for a valuation of $4.2 billion implies that, the company's sold, or rather is valued at around 17 times FY23 price to sales. The numbers that we have already is that Lenskart did revenues of over 1,500 crores in FY22, which was a 66% jump, understandably, because the digital businesses did extremely well during the COVID times. They still were loss-making to the tune of 100 odd crores. Could analysts start using these metrics and ascribe value to Titan's eye care business? Where does that number stand at right now? For the first 9 months of this year, the eyewear business of Titan has done revenues of 524 crores with an EBIT of 96 crores. They've guided for a 40% jump in this year itself. So that is roughly 750 crores. On that, if it grows to around 1,000 crores by FY24, and we don't give it the expansive multiples like 17 times, we look at it in a more conservative manner, anywhere between 6 to 12 times, the value that Titan's eye care business could be worth anywhere between 6,000 to 12,000 odd crores.
Okay, 6,000 to 12,000 odd crores is the valuation metric that we could possibly be working with. That's on Titan. Thanks, Mangalam, for that. Well, Vivek now joins in. He has Samvardhana Motherson on his radar. Vivek, tell us more.
Well, that's right. So last evening, we had access to the term sheet as far as this particular large block deal was concerned in Samvardhana Motherson. We had reported that the Japanese promoter entity Sumitomo Wiring Systems was likely to sell stake via the block deal. Along expected lines, today morning in the block deal window, you saw almost 3.7% of the total equity change hands, and this happened in that particular window, like we mentioned. Now, the floor price for this particular block deal was at 69.9 rupees a share, so the total deal size was close to $195 million. Now, remember, Sumitomo Wiring System held almost 17.55% stake in the company at the end of the December quarter. Now, according to the term sheet, there has been a commitment from Sumitomo Wiring saying that they wouldn't be looking to sell further stake for 180 days. But however, given the fact that the promoter entity is selling, and this comes on the back of the fact that you also saw Sojitz Corporation sell a significant chunk of their holding in the past, there continues to remain the overhang of further supply as far as Samvardhana Motherson is concerned, and that too is leading to a significant pressure as far as this stock is concerned.
All right, Vivek, thanks a lot for that. Meanwhile, just keep an eye out on a bunch of stocks. While the Nifty has managed to move into the green, it's been shuffling between green and red. The good part is that it hasn't seen a big sell-off. But then again, the second half is extremely important, mainly because when the European markets open, thereafter we see a bit of an impact on our markets as well thereafter. A bunch of stocks which are calling for our attention. We have Transport Corp. We had the management join in yesterday. That stock's up around 6%. Ethos is the other one, which has rallied about 8% from lows, currently sitting closer to the high point. They've opened their store in Madhya Pradesh. Sapphire Foods, however, on the other hand, is down by about 5%. Varun Beverages is the one which is down around 4.2 odd percent as well. Street concerned about demand this summer. At the same time, some sort of valuation concerns too. So we'll keep an eye out on individual stocks even as the market recovers from lows. Let's see whether it sustains there or not. Earlier, we spoke with James Sullivan, MD for Asia Pacific Equity Research, and this is what he had to say regarding the US banking crisis and the Indian banking systems. US banking crisis, remember, was the reason for the big global weakness right now.
Focusing on